Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. ORLIN and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
From the David Mack Sports Complex here on the campus of Hofstra University, Varsity Media Sports Network presents the 2026 Nassau Division I Wrestling Championships. The best of the best on display here tonight on this Sunday evening. I want to thank, of course, our sponsor, ORLIN and Cohen. They feature a team of board-certified, fellowship-trained orthopedic subspecialists, as well as in-house advanced diagnostic imaging, comprehensive testing, pain management, physical rehabilitation, and occupational therapy as well. We welcome you here. Matt's side, Dylan Butler alongside, of course, Massapequa head coach Kevin Shippos, who knows a thing or two about winning at Hofstra. It's across the street, but a lot of success for Massapequa there, and maybe success here as well for Massapequa on the mats. We'll get more into that, but of course, once upon a time, a All-American wrestler at Baldwin. So these are moments that you cherished when you were in high school, and it is certainly still very near and dear to you.
Absolutely. Wrestling is it's a unique sport, and these kids have worked all their lives to be here, and certainly throughout this season. And it's a quest to try to become a champion, not only here, but in the state tournament in 2 weeks. And it should be an exciting night, as usual.
Yeah, I think it's incredible because when you look at what we have here tonight, you not only have returning county champions, you've got returning state champions, you've got Eastern state champions. It is truly the best of the best as we take a look at our lineup. And what I love here, too, that's right from the lightest weight to the heaviest, but in fact, we are starting at, some might say, is a main event in itself, right? With 118 between Will Russell at Manhasset and Dania Sibomana from Long Beach.
Right, it's up and down this lineup. These matches are chock full of outstanding wrestlers and athletes, and as you said, Eastern state champions, Nassau County champions. But all that's in the past, and we're wrestling for the future. And tonight, in one match to get to the state tournament, and that's the ultimate prize. And it should be fireworks right away at 118.
Which means that there's an outstanding kind of final match there as well, right? Like that's why you set it up the schedule the way you do, to have a bit of a main event, right?
Right, at 110, it's a rematch between Johnny Tucku and Ethan Andrula. They met in the Eastern State semifinals. Andrula was victorious in a close match there, so we're expecting another hard-fought battle to set up the state tournament.
We mentioned we have returning county champions. Let's take a look at those guys right now, and what a list this is. You mentioned Tutku just a moment ago. He won last year at 101. Vincent Orendello as well, MacArthur at 108. Dania Sibomana is a four-time Nassau County champion, heading into his final competitive county bout here. Salazar, a lot of people are talking about him here tonight. Brody Franklin, part of that great Long Beach squad. And there's Tyringer, and a guy you know well on the gridiron and also on the wrestling mat, in Josh Kama.
Yeah, you got state champions in Tucku and Sibomana. All of them are county champions, so they have experience, which they're going to have to rely on, because these guys that they're wrestling against tonight, they're out to try to win a county championship, and that's what it's all about. So they're going to have to be ready to go. And
those are some of the returning champions, but a lot of guys who were right there a year ago and have had great years. So I think really all 14 of these should be just outstanding matches. So as you can see here on your screens, it is the Parade of Champions. We have 3 mats here tonight. You have the 3rd place and the 5th place matches, which will happen simultaneous per weight class. And those are all of the guys lined up there. And now we're going to bring out our main competitors going for the for the county championships. We'll send it to the PA announcer now for those introductions.
5th place on Calhoun as simultaneously. At this time, I would ask everyone to please rise before your caps as we honor America with Ms. Claire Gardner from Garden City High School, a junior who will sing the national anthem.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. ORLIN & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
At this time, before we introduce our finalists, I'd like to introduce B.A. Schoen, a member of Friends of Long Island Wrestling, a member of the Hall of Fame in USA Wrestling. He has a couple of words he'd like to read to you.
Thank you. The entire wrestling community, but particularly Nassau and Suffolk County members, mourn the passing of Pascal Perry. Pascal wrestled for the legendary Spring Gardner and at Syracuse University before embarking on one of the most important careers as a referee in our sport. He founded the Long Island Wrestling Officials Association as well as the National Wrestling Officials Association. You will be officiated tonight by the members of the Long Island Wrestling Officials Association. Pascal officiated 17 NCAA Division I championships and 27 consecutive Eastern Intercollegiate Wrestling Association championships. He also won 3 National AAU championships, the Olympic trials, 3 East-West College All-Star championships, and a host of other regional and national qualifying tournaments. The downstate New York chapter of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame presents the Pascal Perry Award each year to the outstanding public high school team in both Division I and Division II in New York State. Please observe a moment of silence in his memory. And then referees, as he often said, make them wrestle!
as we get ready to get started, we will be wrestling first, third, and fifth simultaneously. We will not go to the next weight class on any mat until all three mats are finished. At this time, I would like to introduce to you the finalists of the 2026 Division I Wrestling Championship. First, at 103 pounds, from Levittown Division, Aiden Delgado. His opponent from Oceanside, Louis Estevez. At 110 pounds, from Long Beach, Ethan Ndruma. His opponent from Massapequa, John Pato. At 118 pounds, from Manhasset, Will Russell. His opponent from Long Beach, Dunia Sagamana. At 146 pounds, from Hewlett, Carlos Salazar. His opponent from Valley Street North, Andrew Powell. At 132 pounds, from Long Beach, Brody Franklin. His opponent from Wandsworth, Jonathan Patrone. At 138 pounds, from Freeport, Christian McCready. His opponent from Massapequa, Jake Ghetto. At 144 pounds, from Oceanside, Chase Morris. His opponent from Belmore, JFK, Henry Cotto. 150 pounds, from Massapequa, Ty Derringer. His opponent from Garden City, Anthony Vega. 157 pounds, from Garden City, Gabe Cohen. His opponent from Massapequa, Joseph Brooks. 165 pounds, from Belmore, JFK, Peter Heenan. His opponent from Manhasset, Henry Jervis. 175 pounds, from East Meadow, James Galliano. His opponent from Farmingdale, Jovez Vidal. 190 pounds, from Bethlehem, Jason Martin. Josh Hamill. 215 pounds, from Quainedge, Devin Downs. His opponent from Solana Beach, Justin DiPietro. And finally, at 285 pounds, from Massapequa, James Mulhern. His opponent from Denver, Richard Pineda. Gentlemen, let the action begin. Please clear the mats. We are starting at 118 pounds.
So we have the Parade of Champions, and now we are about set to go. Dylan Butler, Kevin Chippos, our entire varsity media crew. What a night of wrestling we will have here. And Kevin, we start at 118 in what is an outstanding matchup.
Right away. Right away. There's no waiting around. Right away.
So you see at the top, Will Russell from Manhasset. He is the #1 seed. The second seed is the four-time reigning county champion, Denia Sibomana. Russell, last couple of years, or at least for 2 years, had season-ending injuries, which obviously is really difficult. Lost his junior year in January to a broken clavicle. That was his second season-ending injury. He is a senior, so you know this particular match is so important for Will Russell.
Absolutely, he wants to go out on a high note. A good thing is if he's not able to win tonight, he will continue in 2 weeks at the state tournament, which is the ultimate prize. But again, he's got no more chances. This is it. So he's going to definitely give it his all.
118 on mat #1 for the championship from Manhasset.
So Russell comes in, as you mentioned, the top seed, an overall record of 166-24, 41-5 this year. One of those 5 losses, though, was to Sibomana, and it was a tight one, 4-3 in a dual meet back on January 24th. So really only a few weeks ago, these two have met, and that was only decided by a single point.
Absolutely. I mean, all these kids they're seasoned wrestlers, and you know the good thing about it, Subramanian is a two-time state champion, and Russell wrestling him close there, you know that he's capable of pulling the upset and the victory here. So I expect him to go out and get after Subramanian.
And in 2024, he lost to Subramanian 6-3 in the 108 Nassau D1 final.
Yeah, should be a good one.
So here we go.
Yeah, both wrestlers low stance. They like to get after it. He had a nice snap by Subramanian, trying to get his level changed. Russell trying to shoot in, but his elbow's out, so Subramanian was able to come inside in an underhook situation, trying to hip toss here. He's going to have to get his left arm out. He's in a limp arm position. Good funk roll there by Russell, coming through. Good athleticism there.
Subramanian 198 and 17. So he's looking for his 200th career win, 41-3 this season. Finished second at Eastern States this year at 118, continuing what has been a great rivalry with Cooper Murley from Newburgh Free Academy.
Yeah, all these kids at this weight, they know each other. They wrestle all throughout the year together. Some of them participate in clubs together, so they know each other in and out. Nice misdirection shot there by Russell. A little funk roll here by Subramanian. Trying to come out the back door. Russell holding the ankle there. Might see a stalemate here. Positions don't improve. Now Subramanian is coming up. He's trying to get his hips up. He's in a little better shape here. But as long as Russell holds the ankle, they get a stalemate.
Yep, there's that stalemate you mentioned.
But really good action. They're not holding back. That's for sure here.
As you see, heading towards 30 seconds remaining in period number 1. This is the 118-pound final here.
Both guys are really, they're measuring each other. They're both committing and representing themselves. So it's good to see that right away.
When you think about all 14 of these bouts, I thought this could have been the main event itself.
It could have been. Yeah, there's a lot of marquee matchups here, which is a good thing because we have really good quality wrestlers.
Subramanian tries to shoot
Single
late.
leg, see if he can finish. Short time. He's going to have to limp arm out. Good shin whizzer there by Russell, going to hold him off. Good action, though. Really good action.
Russell finished 4th at Eastern States at 118. He won the 68th Windsor Christmas Tournament, as well as the Manhasset Invitational, won that at 126. And there's a caution issued.
Subramanian moving before the whistle. They got to stay set for 1 second before the whistle's blown.
Subramanian trying to get that escape point, get the first point, and there it is.
Good action. Both guys really getting after it. See if Russell can get to the legs of Subramanian.
Considering how tight the scores have been previously with these two, I'd imagine, a lot of times Subramanian maybe has that edge just based on reputation, and Russell's not going to come in here at all worried about the resume.
No way. Like I said, he's been showing it. The tight match, he's going after it, and he's proven through the first minute and a half, and he's in on another shot. He is not backing down at all. He collects the far ankle. He's close to scoring. He's got to lift that ankle that he has. Now he has it. Trying to go for the cradle there. It's a little, he's got to lift it. He's doing a good job. Now he's going to try to trip his leg out here, try to bring him down, see if he can finish. Oh, great action there. That's just great athleticism there by Subramanian. You can't teach that. Now he's got an underhook and he's in control here. If Russell backs off, you might see a stall.
And they're both
no stall there. But that's
out of bounds.
That counter there by Subramanian. That's the reason why he's wrestling high-level Division I. You can't teach that.
Yeah, heading to North Carolina next year.
Yeah, that's just athleticism right there and reaction. But Russell, again, he is presenting himself. He is not backing down. See if he chooses to attack again. Subramanian looks like he wants to work from space rather than close tie-ups here. Now he's in on it looks like a Russian armbar here. Russell trying to control the far elbow here.
Heading inside the final 10 seconds of this second period. Just that escape point right now, the difference. And that's the end of
Great match.
period number 2. Subramanian's story, of course, is well documented, right? A year last year, won the D1 title, and then he pinned Cooper Murley from Newburgh Free to win the New York State Division I title at 116. Also beat Murley to win the Eastern States, where he was named champion of champions. And of course, the backstory is remarkable if you don't know it, from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where he was attacked by chimpanzees at a national park. His younger brother and cousin died as a result of the attacks. December 2015 came to Stony Brook University Hospital, 15 surgeries to repair a lot of that damage. Long Beach assistant wrestling coach Miguel Rodriguez and his wife Marissa adopted him after becoming his 4th foster family.
It's an incredible story. Perseverance, toughness, and it's no secret why he's as successful as he is on the mat. Doing a great job riding. He's got an armbar in on the left side. See if he can turn this into some points. Russell doing a good job getting his hips up now. Denis is close to scoring here. He's got to kind of try to elevate him up, trying to drive forward and try to elevate him here, try to get his shoulders past 90 degrees to get some points. But Russell doing a great job basing out. He's almost out here. He's going to try to push back into Subramanian.
Inside the final minute of the third period. Subramanian trying to get into rarefied air, Kevin, to be a 5-time Nassau County champion. But can Russell get the escape?
Right here, he's going to want to get a fresh start, go out of bounds. Subramanian is going to try to hold him there. Less than 30 left. Russell needs to get an escape point here. You see the strength of Subramanian holding him down.
And a stall warning against Subramanian.
So this is gonna be in Russell's favor. He's getting a fresh start with 15 seconds left. He's gonna have to beat him off the whistle. This is gonna be like a race to see who can get there.
And as you said yesterday too, if it's a second stall now, that's a point for Russell.
That's right, but Subramanian just has an outstanding tight waist, so you can see the strength just clamping him. So, and he's still trying to score here. Great ride by Subramanian right there. That's just experience and strength there. But Russell, game effort.
And Subramanian flips for joy. He is a 5-time now county champion. Congratulations to Denis Subramanian. And a great effort again by Will Russell. That's 2 losses this year by a single point to a 5-time champion.
Absolutely. You might see them wrestling again in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So we head to 126 now as you see the bracket. Another guy that a lot of people came here to see, Carlos Salazar out of Hewlett taking on Andrew Poe. It is the top 2 seeds who have emerged here in 126. Salazar, the 1 seed. How about a career record of 173 and 27? 30-4 overall. And for Poe, the senior from Valley Stream North, 123 and 22, 31-2 this year.
Very experienced, both these guys. Should be a good match.
Salazar has won just about everything that he's competed in this year. He won the Timmy Collins Invitational at Farmingdale, the King of the Mat at Hewlett, the 2nd annual Bobby Menges Trojan War at Garden City, the Battle of the Beach. He finished 5th at 126 at Eastern States.
Yeah, you'll see the credentials on these kids a lot of wrestling, a lot of winning, a lot of championships, and high place finishes in tournaments. The Eastern States has always been like the barometer for where kids are going to finish in the state tournament. So if they're finishing high there, they're usually going to be on the podium at the state championships.
We mentioned those returning champions, and that's what Salazar is. Last year won at 124. He finished 7th in the States. He also won at 116 back in 2024.
Yeah, experience, it really helps being up at that state tournament, knowing what it's like. It's something you can't really put a price on.
Poe has wrestled on this mat before as well. Last year losing to Sibumana in the 116-pound Division I final. Then he lost to Sibumana again in the quarterfinals up in Albany.
Yeah, both guys really experienced. So, again, it should be a good match.
Again, they go out of bounds. No scoring just yet. Postseason credentials also really impressive. Finished first at the King of the Mat at Hewlett, where he earned Most Outstanding Wrestler. Finished first at the Ralph Jansen Memorial at Valley Stream North. First at the Paul Dramatico Wrestling Tournament, and first at the Hank Paris Memorial at Bethpage.
A nice high crotch here by Salazar. He's got to get his right arm across. If he does that, he'll collect the takedown. He's very close. There it is, right arm across. Signifies the 3. Short time left. He's got to hold him down. Poe trying to roll here, but he's going to run out of time. Great takedown at the end.
Yeah, with 5 seconds remaining in the first period. So Salazar with the early lead in this one.
Yeah, we saw this yesterday with the D2s. Some kids, they choose to shoot at the end of a period knowing that they get the takedown. The other wrestler doesn't have really a chance to get out. And we see that happen again here today.
And now an opportunity for Salazar to get maybe one more if he gets an escape point.
Sealing off here right now. He's just got to get a foot out. He's controlling the wrist nicely. He can push back, get a foot out, which he does.
And there's the that escape point. 4-0 lead now for Salazar.
Great technique. See if Poe tries to open up, tries a little duck under. Now he's got to get off his knees. Now Salazar has the underhook in on the right side here. He's in position now. Let's see if he tries to fire off another high crotch. Which he does, a head inside knee pull. Good position. He's going to try to lift that ankle up, put it up on his thigh. And try to collect the far ankle, which he does.
Yeah, 3
Excellent
more.
technique.
So 4 points in this period. So it's a 7-0 lead now for Salazar.
Poe trying to roll there, trying to shift the hips of Salazar, create some motion. He's doing a good job. He just can't clear out for the escape. See if Salazar tries to ride him or tries to give a little tensional release because he feels comfortable on his feet here. Another roll by Poe. Now he's got his hips up, almost. Good reaction by Salazar.
Yeah, and for Poe, it's akin to kind of what Greg Schiano, the Rutgers football coach, said, right? You got to chop. You got to keep chopping. You can't get these 7 points back right away. But get one here, get a couple there.
Absolutely, and he's close to getting out. It's not like he's getting clamped by Salazar. He's creating motion. It's just not enough to get his hips free. Salazar is very strong.
Kind of a blood timeout here. And we do. So this gives us a chance. Let's take a look back at the bracket and, again, kind of see these two, how they got here. See Salazar at the top. A guy kind of more of a technician, right, where he wins 10-0, then 17-1 over Squitieri from Farmingdale, that technical fall. And then on the bottom, Poe also got a tech fall against Nick Rodriguez from East Meadow. And then a big win over another guy who has been here a lot, Richard King, with that pin. Yeah,
a lot of points being scored. You see it all over the bracket here. Shows aggressiveness. It shows that guys are out there executing their technique, and they're not shying away, which is what you want to see.
And also, I guess what you're seeing too is after so much wrestling in these 2 days, you are more likely, right, to get a blood timeout or unfortunately some injury timeouts as well.
It happens. Blood is part of the sport. You know, most of the time it comes through the nose, and you try your best there. As Tony Mauer's been around for a long time, our Section 8 trainer. They try to get it stopped so the kids can get back and wrestle. But sometimes it doesn't, and you get real bad ones. Sometimes it comes down out of both nostrils. It creates a problem. But you got to take care of the kids first and foremost.
All right, so we're set here to come back to action. Inside the final 30 seconds of period number 2. And Poe gets that escape. So he gets 1 point on the board.
He's got to get some offense going here with short time left in the period. Salazar just kind of hold him off here in a front headlock position. He's probably content to run the period out. Just stalemate there. They'll get a fresh start.
And that is how the second period ends. A 7-1 lead for Carlos Salazar from Hewlett.
Intentional release by Salazar gives him Poe a point. Feels comfortable on his feet. A little misdirection by Poe. Great defense, good head-hands defense by Salazar. Poe's got to clear that underhook out. He's not in a great position. Salazar is actually in a really good position here. See if he tries that knee pull again or high crotch. It's a double leg. See, you've got to pull him in now. You only need 1 foot in to score. Great defense.
Yeah, that is huge.
Great technique there.
Those 3 points now make it 10-2 the lead for Salazar. And you mentioned it before, these two upwards of almost 200 career matches, right? So so much experience in these kind of situations.
Yeah, and you see it. Even though Poe's losing here, he knows what he's doing. He knows about mat awareness. He's just wrestling a better opponent right now. And it's no discredit to him. He's a good wrestler. Salazar is just he's beating him on all 3 phases right now.
So the escape point for Poe, 10-3 now, and as we approach the final 30 seconds, an attempted shot by Poe, and again, you mentioned the defense by Salazar.
Yeah, he's just very athletic. He's got a low stance. He's incredibly strong. It's hard to break that baseline defense, and this is a nice re-attack here. He's going to run through it, try to collect both. Blood time again, but they did signal the takedown. Jerry Armengau, our official, signaling 3 for the takedown first, and then called. This looks like injury time, not blood time.
Yeah, so you had mentioned it hadn't made its way to the board yet, but the confirmation was for the takedown, so it'll be 3 more for Salazar. 13-3 the lead now for a guy who can certainly do some damage up in Albany. Absolutely.
I mean, just watching him wrestle, he has attacks to both sides. High crotch to one side, single leg, double leg. The variety of attacks allows him to be much more dangerous as a wrestler. And that's going to help him in a couple weeks.
A year ago, finished 7th at 124 pounds.
ORLIN and COHEN proudly support Section 8 athletics. They feature a team of board-certified, fellowship-trained orthopedic subspecialists, as well as in-house advanced diagnostic imaging, neuromuscular testing.
So Poe, he's a gamer.
Yeah, his ankle was already wrapped, so it looked like he had a previous injury, so hopefully that's not too bad.
He will wrestle right to the very end here, Poe. But Salazar, as we are inside of 10 seconds.
He's just solid.
Yeah, I was going to say he's been on a different level as Carlos Salazar from Hewlett make it 3 county championships now
And your winner,
for him.
26 pounds, major decision.
So congratulations for Carlos Salazar, wins that
Carlos Salazar.
major decision over Andrew Poe. We head now to 132. And it's not chalk here, is it? As Brody Franklin, the 4 seed, beat the top seed, Will Grassini out of Clark, and on the bottom, not really an upset with the 2-3, but Jonathan Catrone from Wantagh beating Lewis Kennedy in a really tight one in the semifinals. So it's a 4 versus 3 final here at 132 pounds.
That shows the looks like the parity in the weight class. A 4 seed beating the 1 seed almost by a major decision, 12-5, and then the 3 seed beating the 2 seed by 1 point. You know, that's good. It's what you want to see. You don't want to see the 1 and 2 seeds dominating. You like to see the 4 seeds, the 3 seeds make it this far. It shows you know, the competition in the weight class.
And right away, Franklin.
Yeah, Long Beach, outstanding program under Ray Adams, Leo Palacio. Been around for a long time. Quality kids, great coaching.
Yeah, they had a great run this year to the dual meet finals with a tough loss. It came right down to the last bout, the 285s in that loss to Massapequa. There's an escape point for Catrone.
Nice reattack by Franklin.
3 more.
Just a great athlete again. Looks like he wants to go intentional release. Kind of open it up here. Still in control. There's your 1. You can see Franklin feels very comfortable on his feet.
Yeah, he's like, I'll give you the 1, I'll take 3. I like the math there.
Right. It works that way. Catrone is not backing away, though. I like it. Wantagh, another powerhouse program. Coach Gillespie over there, Coach Bloom, Coach Hanley. They come to wrestle. Another single leg, good shin wizard by Catrone. Franklin wants to try to elevate there, try to collect the far leg. Now he's up in a body lock here. Could lift and throw. Headlock attempt by Catrone, but he slips.
Yeah, 3 more. Franklin has come to wrestle here. 12-3 the lead.
The coach is telling Franklin to ride him out in a short time. Doesn't want to give him a cheap point here. And then go into the second period.
Brody Franklin, another one of those returning as we end the first quarter, first period. Another one of those returning county champions, beat Giovanna Adana last year, a 19-second pin. Actually, I'm sorry, that was in the dual meets this year against Massapequa, so he got his big win this year. Last year won the 131 pounds final, beating Chase Morris, who we will see here coming up as well. In 2024, placed 3rd at 124. Lost a tough decision to Plain Edge's Shane Dobbins. 168-26 overall, 32-4 on the year is Brody Franklin.
Yeah, you can tell he feels very comfortable on his feet with his singles. He's taking a variety of shots here. He's in on another single leg, trying to freeze the ankle and pop his head to the other side. Catrone doing all he can here. He's going to try to come out the back door and collect the far ankle, which he does as your 3, Matt Game. Not shying away.
But Franklin just looks so comfortable out there.
This is a throw by attempt. He's got to try to circle behind, collect the hips. Catrone battling here.
3 more.
And there's where you see that 1 foot in. It's really changed the game. These kids can wrestle free, literally from one edge of the mat to the other. It's a great addition.
And Franklin close to getting a tech fall here.
He's going to release him, and 1 more takedown should do it.
inside the final minute of the second period. It has been all Brody Franklin here.
That's some blood time here.
Time. An opportunity maybe to talk about Jonathan Catrone a little bit. How about 134-38 in his career? 37-7 this year. Finished first at the Ralph Jansen Memorial. He pinned Luke Anderson from Massapequa in a dual meet back on December 18th. Also, we saw yesterday, right, Connor Murphy from Seaford got a pin against him as well in a dual meet on December 13th. That was quite a week for Catrone. Also finished 5th at the Battle of the Beach.
Yeah, these kids, like we said before, they do a lot of wrestling, and you know, the Division II kids, they cross over to Division I, and they do a lot of wrestling together in tournaments. So it's good. You know, we said before, iron sharpens iron. If you're a good wrestler, it doesn't matter what division you're in, you're going to help the other kid, and it's all about getting better.
Franklin is just tenacious.
There's your tech fall.
And there it is. What a workmanlike effort there for Brody Franklin, as he again is a county champion.
It's great in all areas.
Great stuff for Brody Franklin. And another guy too who he's not doing the Sibomana flip. That is for sure. But he will celebrate, no doubt, with his coaches. A great accomplishment to again win a county championship. We head to 138, another one of these matches that was highly anticipated. These are your top two seeds. Christian McCravey out of Freeport. What a win he had in the semifinals. Sudden victory over Chris Noddy from Mepham. And then a guy you know well, certainly Jake Nieto. Tech fall against DeMarco from Farmingdale, and that 8-5 win, tight one, over Jared Eisenberg in the semifinals.
Yeah, these two met in January. It was an overtime victory for McCravey. So I know Nieto wants to avenge that loss. It was a tight match. It was back and forth, and McCravey was able to come out on top. But since then, Nieto's been on a tear, winning the Eastern States. I don't believe he's lost since then. So this should be a good one.
And McCravey on the year, 30-3. 128-25 overall, the Freeport sophomore. At the most recent qualifiers was named the most outstanding wrestler. And you mentioned that win over Nieto already. 14-12 was that sudden victory back on January 6th. A year ago, McCravey finished third at 116, which is the same place that he captured in 2024. That was at 101. So he's been right there.
Yeah, right there, Freeport. Coach Sellin did a great job, son of the legendary Russ Sellin. So they know how to get these kids ready to wrestle.
And that legendary Russ Sellin is right there.
Beautiful lefty high crotch by Nieto.
Right away.
All business here.
He gets the takedown for 3, and then the release gives McCravey 1.
You can tell what his game plan is. He wants to wrestle on his feet. Outstanding wrestler, great athlete. You know McCravey, he's not going to back down. Freeport is a very tough school. They produce great wrestlers year in and year out. They're not going to be intimidated.
And that loss to McCravey, the only one this year for Nieto. 36-1.
He's got that underhook, and he can work from space here. Like, look, another high crotch. There's your lift. And McCravey, excellent athleticism, great balance. See Nieto, he's got his left foot forward. Oh, nice double from McCravey from space. See if he can finish it.
Looks like he almost caught him by surprise there, but Nieto composed himself well.
Yeah, the speed of McCravey kind of caught Nieto off guard, and he ended up in a great position. Kind of turned out of that position. Nieto was trying to pummel in there. Both guys are pretty good with upper body. We'll see how this plays out.
Nieto took Eastern States at 138 this year.
Looks like he's trying that high crotch again, but his head keeps getting caught. He's got to lower his level a little bit more, then he'll be able to get to the leg. You might see a stall call against McCravey here soon.
Final 10 seconds here of period number 1.
If he fires off another one here, you might see a stall. Nice double lift finish.
3 more.
Beautiful hips.
For Nieto right at the end.
Great
of
power.
The first.
That was huge right there, getting the takedown at the end.
And now what's the decision for Nieto? Looks like
he's going to defer.
And McCravey and Freeport, they'll pick the bottom position.
A lot of energy expended in that first period. We're going to see how the conditioning plays a factor with both guys. Tensional release here.
So 6-2 now, the lead for Nieto.
Not shying away. He's pushing himself. I like it. Going to duck the far side. Good reaction by McCravey. Now he's going to try to shelf that. He's got to try to pull him in to try to collect that other ankle. See if he should pull him all the way back to the middle.
Nice job.
All the way back to the middle. Trying to sweep the leg there. A little unorthodox finish.
Long Island is proud to support Section 8 athletics and our local student athletes. From powering our communities to helping.
And there's the stall for backing out. McCravey.
So that's the warning. If there's another stall call, that'll be a point issued for Nieto.
Another thing, if you notice with Nieto, he's a lefty. He's got his left foot forward, so it poses a problem for people who are right leg leads. You have to have a good single leg to that side if you're going to attack somebody who's a left leg lead. But again, reaction, power, and speed there. He could score here with 1 foot in.
Well, he's got the 3. And the interesting there, too, is, again, it was what you had mentioned yesterday. We talked about Nieto stayed. His feet were stayed, and almost like a receiver, right? His feet were in bounds.
Yeah.
So even though McCravey was out of bounds on the takedown, those points count.
Yeah, that rule is a game changer in a positive way.
So 9-3, the lead inside the final minute. It is all Nieto right now.
And McCravey's giving him inside control with his right hand. He's just going to continue to fire off the high crotch. Now it's a fireman's, and this could get bad for McCravey if he doesn't get his arm out.
Yeah, 3 more already for Nieto.
Take 1 more, and he's got the tech fall.
The escape point for McCravey. He's now got 5.
Another stall. See if he tries to finish it right now with 1 in the last 15 seconds.
10 seconds. Inside the final 10 seconds now. 18-5, the lead for Jake Nieto.
Yeah, as I said, left leg leads are hard to wrestle against if you're not used to it. If you don't have somebody in your room to practice with who's a left leg lead. There's your single, multiple attacks.
Oh, McCravey's bringing it here. He knows he's got points to make up.
Cement mixer almost had him, but the strength of Nieto fought through.
So 19-8 now, the lead for Nieto. And you got to imagine that loss for Nieto against McCravey, that sudden victory, the overtime back on January 6th, that stung. And wrestlers, you want another chance, right?
Absolutely. You know, you don't like losing. You know, no one likes to lose. You want to learn from it.
And 3 more as Nieto is really piling up the points now. And that is it. 25-9. And the Eastern States champion is now a county champion as well. Congratulations to Jake Nieto on that tech fall win. Really impressive victory over a terrific wrestler in Christian McCravey. All business. Jake, you could smile, buddy.
He's all business. He knows that there's bigger things on the horizon. Same thing with McCravey. There, you may see them wrestle again in 2 weeks at the States.
And maybe now McCravey puts this one away and hopes for that second chance. We head to 144 now. We mentioned before Chase Morris, a guy that has done a lot of wrestling in his years, also on these mats. He is the #1 seed. You see his journey there, a pin and a tech fall to get here to the final, beating Johnny DiGiorgio 22-5 in the semifinals, and Capo on the bottom, a pin, and then a win over a really good wrestler from Farmingdale, Cole Ridial, 15-9. Morris looking for his 150th career win here, which would give him a county championship. 39-5 overall this year, I should say, for Morris, the junior. So many of these guys dual athletes, of course. A terrific football player for Rob Blount at Oceanside. This year placed 7th at Eastern States. Last year finished 2nd, losing to Brody Franklin from Long Beach in the 131-pound final. Back in 2024, placed 4th at 116.
Yeah, I mean, Chase has been around. Took 2nd last year. He would hopefully take the next step, this year. Again, this isn't the end, for these guys. They set their sights on a county championship, but if, it doesn't work out for them, they have a chance to become All-State or, state champion in 2 weeks, and, that's the ultimate prize.
Opposite him, Hendrick Capo, the Mepham junior. His overall record, 115-19. 37-6 this year, finished 2nd at the Sprigg Gardner, losing to Massapequa's Kai Tyringer, a tight one, 9-6 at 150.
Yeah, I mean, all these kids, they do a lot of wrestling. They wrestle each other all the way up through the regular season, and it's, no surprise that they see each other in these type of matches, and, not just in this weight, but in other weights, they make each other better. That's all you can really, ask for is to improve and, fix the things that you're doing wrong, even the things that you're doing right. You want to learn from it and get better, and this is the time to shine.
Is there an edge here, though, for Morris, having been on this mat a year ago, losing in a county final?
It could be. You try to tell the kids, you take each match one at a time, whether it's a dual meet, a tournament, in the regular season or a county championship. You go out there and you do what you do. It's like that with every sport. You try to put all the distractions aside and just go out there and wrestle the body in front of you, and try to execute what you do, because that's when you need it the most.
These two have not met this year, so it'll be interesting to see kind of what both of these guys bring to the mat in this 144-pound final.
You might see some feeling out, because they, as you said, they haven't wrestled each other yet, so you might see that, or you might see them just let it fly and, leave everything out there on the mat and just execute what they do. So we'll see. We'll see what the strategy is.
All right, we are set to go. Morris and Capo.
At 144 pounds for first place, Chase Morris of Oceanside and Hendrick Capo of Belmore Kennedy.
Well, nice reattack by Capo. Good defense, though, by Morris. See if he can turn it into a score here. Trying to reattack. Good action so far. A duck attempt by Morris there. Both guys bringing it so far. That's good action.
Another shot attempt by Morris.
Roll through. That's just great flurry.
And those are your first 3 points scored off of that. A takedown from Morris. Now give an escape point to Capo.
See if Capo can get on his offense here. Morris seems to be controlling the tie-ups here. That's a nice shot from space. See if he can finish that. He's going to try to lift it, try to trip out with his left foot. He's in good position here. He's taking his time, which I like. Maybe bring him back to the middle so he can finish.
That's exactly what he's trying to do here.
There's a club and now roll by Morris. Great. He's a funkster here.
Wow.
Morris. Now he's in a cradle, which is really good.
So from a potential getting points the other way for 3, Morris turns that into 3 of his own. And you could see there too, leg up, he's bouncing around. There was all that experience played there, right?
Right.
He wasn't nervous. He just went about and did his wrestling.
That's experience, and you know, wrestling nowadays, you see this, you see it at the college level too, a lot of funk rolls. So you don't have a takedown until the ref signals 3. You know, especially with an athletic person like Morris, he's not going to give it up easy. You're going to have to fight till the end. So that's 2 scores, 6 points for Morris on re-attacks, on Capo's shots. See if he decides to ride him or attention or release.
It's kind of funny. He's got a similar kind of personality, if you will, on the mat. And there's that escape point for Capo as he does on the football field, right?
Yeah, great running back, good safety, great tackler. You know, we say football players, they make good wrestlers and vice versa. You know, Coach Blount does a great job over there with Oceanside, and you know, Chase is a big part of their program. Nice shot by Capo. He's got a sting in the crotch by Morris. See if he can turn it into points here.
And this is what you're saying, the re-attack.
Yeah, he's just good position. He just understands where he's at. There's no panic. You look at his face, he's just kind of flowing out there, using his experience. Both these guys, Capo too, even though he's losing, he's game. And there's just a nice shot from space there. He's gonna try to lift his head, try to maybe sit back into him. Capo loses control.
He is so fast. So you give Capo 1, but again, 3 goes to Morris. 9-3 the lead now.
Yeah, that's another change that's great. They change the takedowns and the back points from 2 to 3, and in back points you can get, you know, 2, 3, and 4. See a lot of tech falls, you know, these days with the wrestling and the point system. It's great defense.
Inside the final 30 seconds, second period. Morris seems to be in control, but again, that's the beauty of the sport.
Oh, nice snap by Capo. See if he can capitalize on it. Short time. Again, Morris just understands the position.
He almost led me perfectly into my point where you're never out of it.
That's what you say. And your coaches, they tell him to wrestle, whistle to whistle, you know. Almost like the ref should have to pull you off, you know, because you're just going. You see so many times these kids, especially on the edge, on the out of bounds, they relax. We saw it yesterday at Division IIs. Not really so much here today, but you're never out of it. You're never out of it. You wrestle till the whistle blows.
So Morris trying to get an escape point here, gets to his feet, and there it is.
Yeah, Capo's trying to turn, but he's got to get some points in a hurry, so better off going on your feet.
10-3 the lead for Morris.
Yeah, I like how Morris is not, he's not relaxing. He's looking to score points. That's veteran stuff right there. Collect the far ankle, he'll score.
3 more.
You can see he's wrestling with a purpose. You know, this isn't the end game for him. He's looking to be state champion in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he was so close just a year ago in the 131-pound final, losing to Franklin out of Long Beach. Had that unenviable situation a year before that where he finished 4th at 116, losing to his teammate, Jake Shrianis.
Yeah, the kids at this level, you know, where they're wrestling 1st, 3rd, 5th, they're dedicated. They have a plan, and they're trying to reach their goals, and they're doing everything they can to get there. Capo, I give him credit. He's still attacking. It shows it's great competitiveness there. But the reattacks of Morris are really, really good.
Let's have the final 30 seconds, stalemate. Seconds.
Capo tries to get one shot off, or Morris one more takedown.
I think Morris is just too solid defensively. What a performance. Chase Morris, you are a county champion at 144. Congratulations to the Oceanside Junior. We'll take a quick break and we'll bring you more from the Nassau Division I Finals on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. ORLIN and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Welcome back here to the David Mack Sports Complex on the campus of Hofstra University. It's the Division I Wrestling Championships, and we head to 150. We will do so though momentarily because again we have simultaneous starts for 3 different match. Shippos here with you as at 150. You'll have, there's the bracket. Another Piqua wrestler, Kai Terringer, the top seed, taking on the 3rd seeded Anthony Pica from Garden City. Another, what we anticipate to be outstanding match.
Yeah, Kai's he's a junior defending champ, outstanding athlete. He was up at the state tournament last year, so he's got a lot of experience. And again, Pica, he's from Garden City, up and coming, program. Coach Jones over there taking over, and they have great athletes over there, as we know, so it should be a good match.
These two met just recently in the dual meet quarterfinals, and it was Terringer who took a 6-2 win there at 150. Terringer, a guy who also placed 5th this year at Eastern States, beating his own teammate, Joe Brooks. We just saw Hendrik Capo. Terringer also beat him at the Sprigg Gardner.
Yeah, Kai's been around.
He also beat Chase Morris, who's now a county champion.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, like I said, they all wrestle each other, and it's all, for the better, to make each other better. And again, this is not the end for these two guys, so, they use it to their advantage.
All right, so we begin the 150-pound final. Terringer 35-4 on the season. Pica 35-5. You
can see both guys very strong in their stature. They like to work collar tie-ups, looking to move the head. As you see now in the front headlock position here for Terringer. He's going to try to pull him down to the mat here if he wants to score. Pica doing a great job controlling the elbow that's around his chin. He's going to try to circle out of that and try to clear out. Terringer trying to drag here. He's going to try to collect that ankle. Pica, again, great defense.
And they go out of bounds.
can tell already the head-hands defense of both these guys is pretty good, so it's going to be hard for them to penetrate through the legs. Thieringer, similar build to Nieto, very explosive when he wants to go. He's as quick and strong as anyone. Nice shot from space there by Pika. He's in on the leg, see if he can collect. He's got to get his head and chest up. Thieringer, heavy hips here. He's going to clear out. He's got to get his good attacks.
And Kevin, we said it yesterday with Seaford at D2, but for Thieringer, you know, you're in that room at Massapequa. They are the state dual meet champions. So many of his teammates here as well. That kind of winning mentality has got to be huge. Yeah,
you have great guys to wrestle with every single day, and if the guys in your room are the best guys in the state and the county, you don't have to look elsewhere. You get better every single day. The saying is iron sharpens iron, and that's why you see all these guys here.
As the first period ends scoreless. And also, though, we talked about dual sport, like a guy like Joe Brooks, right? Like guys who play for you as well on your football team that has also had great success. That also, I'd imagine, there's correlations there from that winning mentality, the competitive edge that you could bring to the mat.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just football. You know, it's all sports in Massapequa. The kids are extremely competitive. But, you know, the thing that makes it special is the parents. You know, they're as supportive as it gets. You know, they do whatever it takes for their kids, and they're very supportive of the coaches, the administration, too. You know, Coach McCann does a great job over there. You know, the kids, they're great. They're great to work with.
So Thieringer gets the first point on that escape.
See if he can get to his offense here. He's kind of measuring Pika here a little bit. Pika has a great stance as well, and he's got long arms, which is going to be hard for Thieringer to break through. He's going to have to close the gap, which is what he's trying to do here. He's definitely taking ground and going forward. That's great. He's getting his hands are picking up the pace. He's starting to snap him a little bit more, which is what you want to do. Maybe add a little more level changes in. Try to keep Pika off balance. But Pika holding position really well.
Changing your levels is something we say all the time in the lacrosse season, but it's true here as well.
Absolutely. If the guy knows when you're going to shoot, he's going to be able to defend it. If he doesn't, then you're that much more dangerous and unpredictable.
We're approaching the final 30 seconds of the second period. Pika, a guy who finished first at the 60th annual Murphy Jukion Shoreline Classic, where he also was the upper weight most outstanding wrestler. Finished first at the Charles McCullough Memorial and also at the Bobby Menges Trojan War at Garden City.
You might see a stall here against Pika. Thieringer's continuing to break to pressure in and maintain ground. You might see a stall here if he fires off a shot, but
inside the final 10 seconds now of the second period. That escape point right now, the difference.
The length of Pika's arms just getting to the leg is holding Thieringer back, and he's just shooting in, just grabbing the leg, which is just enough to keep the ref off his back for the stall calls.
Thieringer, another one of those returning all-county wrestlers, or excuse me, county championship wrestlers, beating Harlan Chuggerman from Belmore JFK last year, won the 138-pound title. So can Pika here get the escape point and level this thing? Just trying to get to his feet.
He's very long. You could tell it's going to be hard for Thieringer to control him unless he can get him flat. You might want to just intentionally release and then try to take him down, which is what he's going to do.
We are even now at 1.
Well, misdirection by Pika. Good defense by Thieringer. Let's see if he's got the ankle. Let's see if he can work his way around to his left. He's got the ankle of Pika, which is going to be hard for him to spin.
Big points here scored in the third. The takedown for Thieringer.
Thieringer has to be aware that he cannot stop wrestling. He has to continue to try to attack, because now Pika's going to start stepping up his level of intensity here with short time left. 1 minute to go.
There's the escape point.
Pika has to open up now. Tieringer has to understand that too. He has to continue to take ground, which is what he's doing. Continue to circle into Pika. Maintain good position though, so Pika can't just shoot in and get an easy takedown.
I think Tieringer might have poked the eye of Pika. So we'll have an injury timeout here.
40 seconds left. Pika needs one takedown here to take the lead. Tieringer's he's talking over strategy with Coach McCann. Probably stay in position, make Pika come to you, and then score off his shot. See Pika starting to pick up the pace a little bit.
Stall warning.
But again, great defense, collected the ankle. As you roll through. But again, the hips of Tieringer. See what happens here. He's got to just hold position here. He should be all right.
And a great win for the Massapequa Junior.
Great scramble there at the end. Pika almost had it, but again, the hips and the strength of Tieringer prevailed.
Kai Tieringer once again a county champion. Congratulations to Kai on a second county championship. We head to 157. The Massapequa coaches could just stay where they are as Joe Brooks and Gabe Cohen. It's another Garden City Massapequa showdown here at 157. You see the bracket, how these two got here, and fairly comfortable victories to get here. As Cohen with the tech fall and Brooks pitching a shutout against a really good wrestler in Sebastian Mejia.
This should be another good one. See.
We're going to bring in now from Orlin and Cohen, of course, the proud sponsor here of our coverage of the Nassau Division I Wrestling Tournament. It is Tracy Nelson from Orlin and Cohen. Tracy, thanks so much for joining us here today, and we have afforded you one of the best seats in the house here.
Yes, sir.
So,
excited to be here, Dylan. Thanks for bringing me in.
yeah, and thanks again for your support. And for those, listen, I feel like if you don't know about Orlin and Cohen, first of all, shame on you because you guys are everywhere. But for those maybe who are living under a rock, let the people know a little bit more about what Orlin and Cohen provides.
Absolutely. So Orlin and Cohen's one of Long Island's most comprehensive orthopedic groups. So we have specialties across sports medicine, obviously, joints, spine, hand, wrist, knee, you name it. We have specialists for it. So really for athletes and families, that means you don't have to leave Long Island for great orthopedic care. You don't have to go to the city. We're right in your backyard, especially in Nassau and Suffolk. And events like this, we love to be here. This is what we love to do out in our community.
I saw there a moment ago, Kevin Shippos, Joe Brooks kind of saying he got pawed, I guess, at the face.
Yeah, you got to kind of, the refs should be watching. Dom Delvecchio is the referee. You don't want their hands, in their eyes, obviously, for safety reasons. Should be around the forehead, maybe the top of the head if they're doing it to measure and try to use it as a setup. But sometimes it gets caught in the eyes, so you got to kind of watch that.
No score here in the first period of the 157-pound final. Gabe Cohen. And Joe Brooks.
Nice high crotch by Cohen. Beautiful chin whip by Brooks. He's in a tight spot here.
He already has the three. There's back
Beautiful
points.
chin whip.
Is there? I know, right at the end, right? But he had the three initially, and then four more for the back points. What a big score there for Joe Brooks at the end of the first period.
Beautiful chin whip. That's like a last-ditch effort. Cohen had him basically dead to rights with a nice high crotch. And Joe that was just one of those things where you're going over and you throw a haymaker, and it worked out.
Taylor, we as I said in the beginning, right? I mean, like, you guys are seemingly everywhere, and the community presence, the in-school events, it is so important to kind of the lifeblood of what Orlin & Cohen is.
Absolutely. So we put athletic trainers in our high schools. So we're out there. You think about your kids getting ready for practice or games after school. We're there. We're there with them on the sidelines, led by our Chief of Sports Medicine, Dr. Levitz.
So 7-2 now. I think we're going to have another point here issued, Kevin. 7-3 now.
I think they have the score wrong.
Well, they're going to check it at the table.
Yeah, they have to flip the colors around.
And Taylor, for those who well, we have this opportunity.
Absolutely.
It's not just at your facilities, right? Like you provide help and imaging. Like these are things that can happen same day, even through an urgent care.
Absolutely. So one of the things we like to make sure the community knows about our urgent care centers. So in Garden City, Merrick, and in Bohemia, we see athletes, at times when injuries aren't convenient, they happen on weekends like this. So we're able to see athletes same day, get MRIs, get x-rays, and they're going to walk out of that appointment with a follow-up visit with one of our experts in our office where it makes sense for them. So there's no question, if you're hurt, about returning to play. We work with the coaches, the staff, and the athlete.
And that's the thing too, right? I mean, ultimately, you obviously want athletes like these guys here on the mat, you want them to be able to get back as quickly as possible, but also responsibly.
That's right. And we try to take the athlete out of the middle, right? We work with the families, and at events like this, we'll have our athletic training staff and physicians providing coverage. So if an athlete does get hurt, we make sure they're navigated to the right place for the right care at the right time.
Almost right on time. We now have a blood timeout. So
that's right.
We're talking about injuries in sports, and certainly in wrestling, and the way that these guys go from
endless.
First thing in the Saturday and through Sunday. A lot of these guys could be potential people who will come to your facility.
Is recovery. So on Sundays during the school year, we're open at our facilities for a structured way for athletes to recover with our physicians, our physical therapists, using some of the latest technology. We're there. We don't look it up for them to do it online. We help guide them through all that care.
And I love that too, because especially when you think of the fall, right? It's football Fridays, it's football Saturdays, and now you need recovery on Sundays, and you guys provide a great service when it comes to that.
Absolutely. We want our athletes to be the best versions of themselves, and we try to not put them in the middle of their care.
What do you think about what you're seeing out here?
This event is the energy is electric. It's packed house. The coaches, the parents, the athletes, they're all out here cheering on each other. It's an amazing event. Happy to be here with you. 3
more for Brooks. Will he let him go here?
Looks like he's trying to stay on top here. There's about 30 seconds left, so he could go either way. He's going to have to work up. He's going to hit for stalling here.
We might get another stoppage, I think. I see maybe a droplet of blood perhaps on a few more. There it is. Easy to spot here on a white mat.
Absolutely. And on the singlet, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Both singlets. Yeah, unfortunately, it's part of the sport. You like to see the wrestling continue within a good flow, but sometimes it happens.
Yeah, Taylor, any for those who are interested in visiting and your facilities, what maybe let them know kind of where you guys are and how they can get in touch.
Absolutely. We're really all around Nassau and Suffolk County, and I'd say since we're here for the Nassau Championships out in Garden City, we're in Merrick, but also out we have a new site opened in Yaphank in Suffolk County in Bohemia. So we have locations all throughout the spine of Long Island, and we're here for your family. So we don't like to just talk about it. We like to be here at events like this and show the families and parents and coaches that we're here for them.
Now, listen, I'm right. I live in Oakdale, so I pass by that Bohemia location all the time, right off of Vets.
Yes.
Really centrally located, real close to the LIE.
Absolutely.
As the second period ends with Joe Brooks, a 12-2 lead. So, yeah, man, we appreciate, Taylor, the time. And again, thank you for you and Ray and everybody's support, not only of our ability to bring these broadcasts free of charge on our YouTube channel, but also just everything you do for the athletes in both Nassau at Suffolk County.
Absolutely don't. Thank you for having us, and good luck to all the athletes out there today.
Yeah, love it. So we're heading into the third now as Joe Brooks, 12-2 lead here, Kevin Shippos.
Yeah, he's just, you know, Joey's a great kid. You know, he's one of those kids that works extremely hard, you know, deserves everything he gets, and it's nice to see him performing well here. Cohen not out of it, though. He's going to continue to try to score here.
These two do have history, as Brooks last year lost to Cohen 13-4 in this tournament. He ended up finishing 4th, and Cohen finishing 3rd.
Just great hips. Cohen was in good position there. Now Joey's hipping into him. He's got a leg in here.
Give him 3 more.
Getting close to that tech fall here.
Yeah, you're a point away. Right? No, my math is bad. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm right. I shouldn't second guess myself.
That's correct. 14. He needs one more.
That's right.
15 is the magic number. Cohen is going to continue to try to score here.
Brooks, a guy who finished 6th at Eastern States this year. 2nd at the Sprigg Gardner. There's an escape for Cohen inside this final minute of the 3rd period.
See what Brooks tries to do here. If he tries to just play defense and make Cohen come to him, or is he going to try to end it on his own takedown? Going in on a nice shot. Joe's got to be careful here. But again, Cohen is not getting his hips up and allowing Brooks to step over. If he can get it around the waist, he's going to score here. He's got to pressure into him now. You might see the 3 here, and there it is.
And there it is. Indeed, Joe Brooks continuing this Massapequa dominance here at the Nassau D1 Championships, as Joe Brooks is your county champion at 157 pounds. Congratulations to Joe Brooks from Massapequa. We head now to 165. The top seed is Peter Mercedes, the guy that we saw here last year as well. You see his journey here, a tech fall in the quarterfinals, a pin in the semifinals, taking on Henry Jervis, the number 3 seed. A tight win, sudden victory over Miguel Tercios from Westbury in the semifinals. So here we go at 165 pounds. Makitas.
Kid's looking to go double unders here.
Bouts for these two. They met back on January 24th in a dual meet, and Makitas beat Jervis 7-1. Makitas also was named the most outstanding wrestler at the D1 qualifiers at Jericho. Stalemate is called.
Yeah, both these guys look like they want to mix it up top and see if we're going to fire off any leg attacks. There's one by Makitas. Long arms, you can see, controlling him from far away. Chalice attempt by Jervis, no good.
So 3 for Makitas on the takedown.
Looking for the cradle here.
And they will go out of bounds.
You can tell Makitas with those long arms, he's looking to cradle up Jervis. He's got to be careful when he's underneath him. Can't put his head near his knee. He's got to control the hands of Makitas, otherwise he's going to end up on his back.
Makitas, the 3-0 lead. $141-24 overall, 40-2 this year. A year ago, lost to Eric Wolf at 152 in the county championship.
Yeah, Belmore JFK under Coach DiGaetano has been around for a long time. Always a tremendous program, a lot of history for years. Just great wrestlers year in and year out. Makitas is no slouch, obviously, here. Getting a little high there, but he's under the arms of Jervis, which is okay. Jervis trying to shake him off. He's going to try to reach for his head if he can. Try to pull him over the top. But Makeda's doing a good job staying under his arm. Potentially end of the period.
It is the end of the period. As Makidis with that takedown midway through the first, the difference right now. For Jervis, 109-27 overall this season, 34-5. Jervis finished first at the Manhasset Invitational, second at the 68th Windsor Christmas Tournament.
Yeah, McKay is very comfortable on top. Jervis doing a lot of different techniques, trying rolls and things, and McKay is just following him nicely. See if he can stop the motion now and try to break him down and turn him. Jervis has to do a little more to get some motion going. Flat on his belly is not great. But McKay is doing a great job of just controlling the hips. You might see a stall here on bottom from Jerry Armengol, the referee.
What I like too is a moment ago, he was speaking to the wrestlers, right? Like, let's go, let's wrestle. And now you do have that.
He actually called Makadis. You could go either way with that. I mean, Jervis wasn't building up, and Makadis wasn't coming out to the side. If you saw what he was doing with his hands, he was saying that Makadis was parallel riding, not coming out to the side, staying too much on the hips. So that's why you see the stall there for Makadis.
So that's a warning.
Yeah, now he's out to the side, as you can see. So now he's going to be looking at Jervis to try to build his base. Yeah, it was just a warning. No points yet.
Coachman Luxury Transport is a proud partner and supporter of Section 8 in athletics. Besides offering safe and reliable transportation to student athletes.
Inside the final 30 seconds, Jervis just frustrated.
Yeah, he's getting to his feet. He's getting the sit-outs, just not enough. And Makadis is doing just enough to cover the hips. Now he's in a got the leg locked here. Wants the unorthodox position.
And that is the end of the second. And you can see just the way that Jervis kind of went down to the mat, just how frustrated he is right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not out of it. You know,
right.
He's only down 3. You know, and with the point system now, he can score points in a bunch. So we'll see what happens.
Of course, Makidis here, if he gets an escape, can extend his lead.
Looks like he's looking overhead cradle here. Makadis has to keep his head up, which he's doing. And try to control the hands, stay up on his feet here.
And there is the escape point.
All right, so Jervis has to get on his offense here. Makidis continuing to attack, which is great. Now he's got his head up, follow through. The arm is caught by Jervis. He turns that into a half Nelson and see if he can get back points here. Got to get his leg out.
Oh, this is getting dangerous, and there it is! Makidis ends it in style via the pin, and he dances it off.
It's a great transition from the takedown right to the half Nelson and the pin. Textbook.
Champion at 165 pounds. We head now to 175, where it is a couple of guys play Conference 1 football, and they're also here on the mat. James Galliano out of East Meadow. He is your top seed. You see the his path, a lot of scoring with Jason Lara from Freeport. He got past that one, and then a tight one again with Frank DiBenedetto from Southside. So it's been difficult for he has been challenged, Galliano. There's no doubt about it. On the bottom of the bracket, a little bit easier of a journey for Jovens Theodate out of Farmingdale.
Right, but they're here, and it's all that matters. And let's let it fly. See what happens. can see two different styles. Theodate a little more flashy on his feet. Galliano's holding position. Should be an interesting clash here of styles.
These two met back at the Timmy Collins Invitational, a 1-point win for Galliano, 7-6.
Theodate controlling that wrist to see what he's trying to do here. Galliano shutting him off with the collar tie-up. If we don't see any action, you might see a stalemate.
And that loss for Jovins, that was the only one of the year. 25-1 this year, 91-29 as the wrestlers go out of bounds.
I'd like to see a little more motion from Galliano. He fired off one attack, but it was from no setup. So if he wants to get to Theodate's legs, he's going to have to move him a little more. Nice low ankle there from Theodate. See if he can pull it in. Good defense by Galliano.
Galliano 84-42 overall, 30-5 this year. He finished second at the 57th East Meadow Holiday Tournament, where he lost to Josh Kama, who we'll see shortly at 190. Also finished fifth at 190 at the Sprague Gardner.
A nice double there. See if he can finish now to the single. Good transition. Good finish there by Theodate.
Yeah, he'll get 3 for the takedown.
Short time left again in the first period. See if he can hold him down.
Yeah, I don't know what the metrics are for this, Kevin, but I feel like the points scored.
It's what you call mat awareness. You know how much time is on the clock. The coaches should be, letting the kids know as they're concentrating on the match, and it's good tactics. It's been working out.
As the final seconds tick off here in the first period. Theodate from Farmingdale finished first at the King of the Mat at Hewlett, finished first at East Meadows Holiday Tournament, and also first when he wrestled at 190 at the Manhasset Invitational. A year ago, finished fourth at 170 pounds here in the Nassau D1 Championships.
Both guys well accomplished, good athletes.
I was certainly impressed with Theodate's ability on the football field this year, where he kind of had to take more of a lead role. Was that 1-2 with Josh Kama this year when Kama went on injured. Theodate, his ability to run the football, the Dalers really didn't lose much there because he was outstanding.
Yeah, very hard in the open field to tackle. Broke a lot of tackles at the point of impact. Just a pain in the neck to try to get to the ground, put it lightly.
I suspect the language that you use with your coaches maybe was a little more colorful than you used on the air, which we appreciate.
Well, I said was that whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Get him to the ground.
There's the escape point. So one more for Jovins.
132, 138, 144.
And it's interesting too because you wonder, it's kind of two different. We mentioned at the beginning of this bout, two different journeys to get here. For Galliano, a tougher road and a little bit easier. And I don't know if is there an advantage necessarily there?
I don't think there is. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody wrestles their opponents differently. Styles different. Nice lat drop. He's got a lat drop by Theodate, but he just rolls out of it, Galliano. They're here. Styles make, scores and matches. So you really can't, put an emphasis on one way or the other.
Inside the final 30 seconds. I like that shot there by Theodate too, because it looked like they were just going to both kind of relax, go out of bounds, and then he took a chance there.
Yeah, that's when we said before, you can't relax. You wrestle whistle to whistle because you never know. And Theodate probably sensed that. He was relaxing and tried to counter on it.
And that will do it for the second, and Jovins Theodate leading 4-0 here. can see Galliano trying to get to his feet. He does that.
He's got to get one here to give himself a chance. But Theodate, again, just being smart, not putting himself in bad position. Just kind of managing the match here. He's wrestling very well. And then
there is the escape.
You avoid the stall call there. Now the takedown will tie it. But we haven't really seen much from Galliano on his offense. He's going to have to get going. Looks like Theodate's picking up the pace, which is smart.
An injury timeout here for Galliano. During this timeout, let's take a look again at the bracket, see how these two got here. I know you like scoring. That quarterfinal, I saw a lot with Galliano and Lara.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of takedowns and intentional releases. Maybe Lara got a takedown there or two. That's the name of the game in wrestling for this. The spectators, they want to see points. They don't want to see 2-1 matches. They don't want to see 3-2 matches. They like to see high-flying stuff, as we've seen here, in a couple of these matches. And the coaches want their athletes to go out there and not wrestle hesitant. They want them to go out there and kind of wrestle free and, execute their scoring holds, their techniques, and do the things that got them here. You don't change the formula, because you're in the Nassau County Championship. You do what got you here.
And with as much scoring as we saw from Galliano in the quarterfinals and the semifinals, this has to be frustrating for him. Obviously, he just had an injury timeout to get his shoulder looked out, so we don't know maybe when that happened for him, but a guy who has scored a ton of points being held to just that one escape point. Yeah,
and it's partly Theodate, too. He's got great defense, as we're seeing here, great hips. He knows where he is. He's athletic. He's obviously very strong. And he's confident. You can tell he's wrestling with a spring in his step, as you can see. Wasn't a great attempt there. That's not needed. Now he's in trouble here. Galliano's got to bring him down. But again, Theodate's athleticism is winning out here.
So even a mistake like that, the athleticism by Theodate kind of pulled him out there.
Yeah. At this point, with about 30 seconds, you just want to hold position here. Don't put yourself in a bad spot. Try to keep your butt to the middle so it keeps the ref off your back. He's probably going to hit for stall here, what you see.
Yeah, there it is. That's the warning for Theodate.
Galliano's got to get a good shot here. He's got to take a deep breath and say, what do I have? Double leg here.
Oh, did he get it? He does! There's the three that Galliano desperately wanted and needed as we are tied at 4.
He's got 13 seconds to get out. And just as I said, you don't relax. Great double, drove through it, finished right on the edge.
Can Theodate get up on his feet? Can he get the escape?
He tried to kick
away.
away.
He got it!
Circle around. He's got to be careful because he's got a stall, but they won't call it there.
And Jovin's Theodate is your county champion. Got a little bit hairy there at the end, but Theodate is a county champion. Congratulations to Jovins, and good effort by Galliano.
Yeah, that's why you wrestle all 6 minutes, right? Good effort by Galliano.
Well, we will stay in the Dale as Josh Kama, the backcourt mate of Theodate in the fall, on the court now, or on the mat now, as the 3rd seed to take on Mepham's Jason Martin. He is the number 1 seed. This is the 190-pound final. We saw Max Dykman, right, yesterday win a county championship for Island Trees. Well, Martin beat him 21-6 in a dual meet this year. Also finished 1st at 190 in the Sprague Gardner.
opponent from Farmingdale, Josh
114-24 is overall record for Martin.
championship match.
And Kama, a guy who's a bit of a favorite of the Varsity Media Sports Network, whether it's football, lacrosse, or wrestling now. He finished first at the Timmy Collins, second at Eastern States this year at 190. We just saw Galliano. Well, he beat him at the 57th East Meadow tournament. 87 and 14 and 22 and 2 this year.
Yeah, Kama, obviously we know what his exploits are on the football field, and defending county champ last year, just explosive, very similar to Theodate. They complement each other well, obviously on the football field and the wrestling mat here. I'm sure they wrestle every single day in the room. Coach Weiler, outstanding coach over there.
You can see that bulky brace on his left leg. Good to see him back healthy as he gets the first points of this one for that 3-point takedown. And also congratulations to Kama on his recent commitment.
He's going to LAU Post to play football and wrestle, which is great.
Martin with the escape point. As the seconds winding down here in the first period. It is Martin who wins the toss. He will defer. And then Kama has chose bottom. Gets that escape point, so 4-1 the lead now.
See if Kama tries to open up a little bit, and what we get from Martin here, being down a takedown here.
Kama still in bounds.
Yeah, that 1 foot rule again coming into play. See if he can finish on the line here. But Martin doing a great job of countering.
A lot of referees over there.
You gotta look out over there.
That was almost a referee takedown.
Those guys got a lot of experience. They've been around, so they know what to duck and cover. See if Martin can get his offense going here. Good fake that. See if he can fire off a shot here.
Final minute of the second.
Decent attempt, but good defense by Kama. He's got good head-hands defense. It's hard to penetrate through that.
Stall warning against Kama.
He's going to try to lift that up, try to trip. Going back down is going to be tough. He collects both legs. He's got the takedown.
And we are tied at 4. And lo and behold, it's more points in the closing seconds. Did he get more there as well? They are still in. No, he's out.
He's going to get back points there, though. 3.
So Martin went from a 4-1 deficit to take a 7-4 lead now into the third period.
And choice, too. Common just needs a takedown here to tie the match. Conditioning is definitely going to be a factor here.
How much does the time and score, or the score more so, affect that decision on what position you're going to take?
I feel like obviously Martin probably feels better on his feet. He finished the second period with a takedown and back point, so maybe, you know, rather than go underneath or go on the bottom, he feels more comfortable on his feet.
Yeah, certainly if he goes up top, maybe now Kama can get an escape point and get one back.
Yeah, he's not going to choose top. He'll either choose bottom or neutral. You know, he probably didn't want to put the coaches probably didn't want to put him at a disadvantage on the bottom and let Kama try to turn him or pin him. So he probably feels much stronger on his feet. As you can see, Kama now taking ground. He needs a takedown here. But Martin doing a great job of countering. He seems to be in a little bit better condition, condition-wise than Kama, but a nice high crotch by Kama. He's got to square up here, Martin.
You got to bring him back in, Kama.
See Kama trying to reach up for the head, which you don't really want to do, and he lost the leg in that. You don't really want to split your hands in that situation. You want to stay on the leg. But he's almost...
And they'll say that.
Yeah, Tim Moran was right on top of that. Stepped out of bounds, but you can see Martin's in a little bit better condition right now.
Final 43 seconds here.
See, whoever's got enough gas left in the tank is going to win this match. We'll see who's got it. You know, Kama's a competitor. You know he's going to come after him.
And that's the thing. It's a 3-point difference, but really it's a 1-point game.
Yep. One takedown match. See if Kama can get some defense going here. Kama has 15. He's got to fire off one attack.
Got to circle himself back, although those both go out here. And
Yo, Josh, one good shot, baby. Let's go.
final 11 seconds.
Let's see if he's got one good takedown in him.
He is exhausted, but can he get one more shot? A stall warning. And that'll do it. As Martin gets, Kama had to shoot. And Martin did a good job there to get the takedown and get the win. 10-4. Jason Martin from Mepham is your county champion at 190 pounds. Congratulations to Jason Martin from Mepham. We'll take a quick break. We'll have more here from Hofstra University on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. ORLIN & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Welcome back here to Hofstra University. It's the 215-pound final. Dylan Butler, Kevin Chippos, our entire Varsity Media crew. And this should be a fun one as well. Devin Downs, one of the most accomplished wrestlers, not just on the island, but on the Eastern Seaboard. The Plain Edge #1 seed here in 215. A Maryland commit, taking on Justin DiPietro out of Sewanaka East, the #6 seed.
Yeah, DiPietro, we know from his accolades on the football field, but he's not going to back down here.
Look at this.
Beautiful takedown.
And DiPietro already gets a point. DiPietro gets the Downs, gets the escape point.
He's right back in. He's not going to shy away. Great single.
So now give Downs 3 for that. He takes the 4-3 lead. Little poke, looks like in the eye of Downs. A year ago, we saw him at D2, and whether it's D1, D2, doesn't really matter for Downs. He just wins seemingly everything that he competes at. The winner this year at Eastern States at 215. He won the New York State D2 title a year ago at 190. Also won the Nassau title at 190. Finished second at Eastern States last year, back in 2024. D1 here at Hofstra at 170. Won that title, was the Ted Peterson champion of champions. What a career. 259 career wins for Devin Downs.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. He's going to Maryland next year, which is a Big Ten, and that's the top wrestling conference in college. So he's going to be ready to go there.
DiPietro this year at the qualifiers in Jericho got most pins in the least amount of time. 83-20 in his career, 16-0 this year. But he's taken a step up in competition, certainly to a Devin Downs. And Downs looking to finish things here.
It's a very long cross-face cradle. And just like that.
Devin Downs, a county champion again. And you can see not much of a celebration because, as you mentioned before, he's got more business to take care of. So Downs again. Another county championship for him. And you would suspect after winning Eastern States, has got to be among the favorites, if not the favorite, at 215 up in Albany.
Yeah, you win the Eastern States, that's a good measuring stick for how you're going to do in the state tournament. Taking first there is a good indicator. It's not given, but he's got to go up there and win 4 matches, but he's put himself in a good spot.
Well, we're waiting for the other matches then. Maybe we can go back. We didn't get a chance. Downs took care of business so quick. Let's see how those two guys got here. And his third pin might be going for that award this year, right? In the counties. You see there beating Ariel Morales and then Anthony Glass. And then DiPietro also with a couple of pins.
Right. You see that the bigger weights, guys find themselves on their back. It's hard for them to fight off. And you see a lot of aggressiveness, as we saw from DiPietro with the takedown in the beginning. But Downs, to his credit, he's been around. He didn't panic. Just came back.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love that mentality there, Kevin, because the crowd got loud, right? Everyone loves an upset.
They want to see that.
So you hear the ovation, and Downs may be there in a situation he hasn't really had. But, I love the kind of phrase, being comfortable when you're uncomfortable, right? And then that was the situation there for Downs. Having wrestled so much, being in that plain edge room, he has seen situations, good and bad, before, and certainly didn't let that affect him.
Absolutely. You learn, like you say, if you win, you learn. If you lose, you learn. You're trying to figure out the ways to get better. And you could look at his face. He wasn't shook at all. He got up and said, "All right, watch this." And 2 seconds later, he was in on a single leg at a takedown. He just rolled from there. So that's what you want to see. You don't want to see panic in kids' faces. Wrestling is a sport where you take the good with the bad. You're not always going to get every takedown. Sometimes you're going to get surprised and, get taken down or maybe even put on your back. And, you score the next point. That should be the mentality. I'm going to score the next point, whether I got the first one or the second one, whatever it is. Losing or winning, score the next point.
So we're awaiting the third and fifth place matches here to end. That's a little bit what you get if you get an early pin in the championship mat. Now the guys at 285 need to wait a little bit.
And that's all they've been doing is waiting. As heavyweights, that's the worst part about it is you're always at the end.
Although not tonight.
Not tonight. Not really at the end. There's a couple afters, but usually you're the last one to go, and you spend your whole tournament, waiting to go. It's always the lightweights and the middleweights, and then you go, and now you're waiting for the matches on the outside to finish. So it's kind of like, you want to get out there, but that's the way it is.
That's also part of it too, right? There's that mentality of the waiting game.
Yeah, when you're waiting, you kind of want to, everyone's different. Some people like to sit in the crowd and watch and cheer on their teammates. Other kids like to get off and, find a quiet area away from the action and kind of just like be alone with their thoughts. But everybody's different. You do what makes you tick and it's going to make you wrestle your best, and you kind of stick to it too.
And even here, you're seeing a different mentality, right? Where James Mulhern is just kind of stalking up and down the side of the mat, and Richard Tinnis, his opponent, watching one of the other matches.
Yeah, I mean, whatever's going to bring them to the center and have them wrestle their best. That's what they're going to do. They're out there ready to wrestle, and once these matches are done, the shirt comes off, and you're ready to go. At this point in the season, it's individual. You're wrestling for what your goals are that you set at the beginning of the year, and you're trying to achieve them. And your coaches are there to help you and guide you along the way. But when you step on the line, it's up to you, to do it, which is what makes this sport so great. You get out of it what you put into it, and it's unlike any other sport in the world.
So with Mulhern, as you see the bracket here, beating Tristan Waters by a pin, and then went the distance with Josh Moshkovich from Oceanside. And then Tinius, there you see the that ultimate tiebreaker win over Soraldi from Freeport. So these two have been challenged, more so for Tinius, the second seed out of Lynbrook.
Yeah, you see these guys, again, with the heavyweights, sometimes if you don't see a pin, you see a 2-1 match or a 3-2 match. It's a little bit harder for them to score because of the size and the conditioning and things like that. And they tend to wrestle a little bit more upper body because of the risk of hitting their knee and trying to penetrate. If you get caught under someone, particularly if there's a big weight differential, because the weight class is 285, but you'll have some guys that are 225, 230, and guys that are 260, 270. If you get caught underneath them, it's hard for them to to counter out of that, and sometimes the weight becomes an issue. So it's a good cat and mouse type game, and everybody develops their own style, particularly at this weight. And you see good athletes too.
So I've already proven that I'm not good at math, so I'll defer to you. So we've had 3 county champions from Massapequa so far?
Yes, there's James is up, and then you have Johnny Tutko at the end. So there's 3, yes.
So far it's 3 for 3.
3 for 3, yes.
How much does Mulhern know what his teammates did? And how much does that maybe added motivation for him?
I was actually watching him. He was sitting in the second row. I mean, James is a very social kid. He's loved by his teammates, and he likes to be front and center, and cheering them on. He's not a kid that's going to, sit off on the side. So I'm sure he knows exactly what's going on.
All right, just about set here to start. The big boys on the mat at 285. And I will say this about Mulhern, and the story is unbelievable this year. He has, again, as you said, because of being at 285 and being that last match, has found himself in some really high-pressure situations this year. The dual meets championships, that was tied going into the last match. So it's up to Mulhern to bring home a dual meet championship, and he did just that. Now you go up to Syracuse, and it's a little bit of a different situation for Mulhern, right? He just has to not get pinned, and he also accomplished that goal.
Yeah, James has been around for a long time. He knows, the sport. He loves wrestling. He's going, I believe, to LIU Post to wrestle as well. So it's something that he loves to do, and he understands the situations, and he's a senior. He's been around. So he's a guy you want at the end, if the match is on the line.
Took third this year at Eastern States, Mulhern. He's also, I've noticed from those performances, also a very quotable guy.
Yeah, like I said, he's the guy that gets the team going, and they rally around him. You know, he's the big lovable heavyweight, as you would say. You know, so I know that all the guys who have gone already are there supporting him. You can see Johnny in the back getting ready for his match, and there's some guys sitting in the front. You know, they're cheering him on, especially taking second last year. He wants to end his career with a championship. So they're going to give him all the support they can.
And to your point, you mentioned the stands. Great crowd, as always, for the Nassau Division I Wrestling Championships. This is a terrific venue, the David Mack Sports Complex at Hofstra. You know, everyone knows how to get here, and they have come out, the wrestling community. And that's the thing about this wrestling community is it is such a tight-knit community, and they show out. Even if there's probably people up there right now who do not have any maybe rooting interest. They just want to see the sport at a high level.
There's tons of them. A lot of old timers here, old coaches that have retired, but you know have come back. It's like you said, it's a small, tight-knit community. Everybody knows each other. Guys who have been around for 30, 40 years, they come back. You know, they support the wrestling. Section 8 has for a long time has been the premier section in the state with state titles and winning section state titles. A lot of great wrestlers have come from here. It's a great tradition, along with Suffolk County as well. You know, and like I said yesterday, New York is well regarded in the country in terms of high school wrestling. They're right there with the best states in the country.
Yeah, all those old timers, man. You were holding court before we started here.
It's all from my dad was a coach for 34 years at Baldwin, and I followed him around from county tournament to county tournament. I just met a lot of great people along the way, and it's just like you said, it's a family, tight-knit family affair here.
Thought you needed to bring in your bodyguard there a moment because we had to go on the air, and you're still signing autographs. It felt like kissing babies.
It's just like it's a coming out. You see people you haven't seen in a while. And it's like you never left.
So Mulhern, that single point on that escape to start this second period. Not a lot of action yet for these two.
Genius is no slouch in himself. He's a good, well-rounded, accomplished wrestler. Coach Renz from Limbrook, he's been around a long time, great wrestler himself. They always have really good heavyweights over there at Limbrook. He does a great job with them.
Yeah, 89 and 18 overall, 36 and 3 this year. And he took 6th in Eastern States.
Yeah, both these guys are top guys in the state. So whoever wins this match, and they're both going to go on and try to become all state champions in 2 weeks.
And the second period ends, and Altinius will try to do what Mulhern did and even this match with an escape point.
They're just trying to get to his feet. He's got a quad pod there. See if Jane can test that or just let him go.
And there it is.
Try to end it on their feet here.
So he did let him go. 1-1 the score.
Section 8 athletics. Scope offerings include professional development, conferences, training, childcare.
See if Mulhern tries to pick up his pace here. James just trying to work that underhook in. Mulhern just trying to block off here. He's got to clear that underhook out and try to get to his offense here. Like to see a little more action with their feet from both guys. Try to get the other guy out of position a little bit. Al Mulhern trying to rush in. Another setup for a takedown here.
Inside the final minute, still tied at 1. Tinius, we showed you, no stranger to overtime situations. Had that in the semifinals. Takes a shot of his own. Great counter
there. Good action by Mulhern.
So he gets 3 for that takedown. But still, let's not.
And it has to get 1 here.
Tinius trying to get to his feet.
Got 15 left.
Mulhern. He'll let him have the escape. Tinez gets the escape, but Mulhern gets the county championship.
Oh, watch out. Coach McCann.
A big old bear hug from a big old bear.
Good thing he didn't throw him.
Massapequa.
We've seen that happen before. Wrestlers throwing coaches. That would not end well for Coach McCann.
No. Congratulations to James McCann. Mulhern, excuse me. He is your county champion at 285. We head back to the lightweights now at 103. And there you can see it. Aiden Delgado, the number 4 seed, beat Alexander Poe 15-5 in the semifinals. And then Luis Estevez with a tight one against another really good wrestler from Long Beach, 3-2.
Yeah, that 3-2 match, it's a little uncharacteristic for 103-pounders. I'm sure there was a lot of, even though it was a low-scoring match, I'm sure there was a lot of action in it. You don't really see that for the lightweights.
Delgado, the division freshman, 55-11 overall, 27-2 this season. He finished 7th at Eastern States.
Great reshot there by Delgado.
And those are your first 3 points scored on the takedown for Delgado. He won at the Timmy Collins Invitational, won at the Battle for the Belt, won at the Bobby Menges Trojan War.
Roll through tilt, trying to tilt him back. No points there.
On the other side is Estevez, the 2 seed out of Oceanside. The sophomores got 69 career wins, 41 of them coming this year. Finished 6th at the Paul Gramatico tournament and 2nd at Battle at the Beach.
Delgado is trying to work a tilt here. Now he's got a reinforced bar. Feels very comfortable on top, trying to run the bar. Potentially dangerous there.
Delgado still the aggressor here.
Yeah, he feels very comfortable on his feet with a tight waist and just controlling the wrists of Estevez and just kind of flowing from one move to the next. Estevez now with a sit out to a roll. That's good action. He's got to clear his hips though. But Delgado very comfortable on top. Now he's got a cross wrist trying to roll through on a tilt. He's got to elevate that. Now he's scoring. Ref is holding 2.
And there's the 2 back points. So the 5-0 lead now for Delgado.
See if he tries to get some more before the end of the first period. Looking very comfortable on top.
The maneuver to get the takedown, it looked like, I don't know if high risk, high reward is the right words, but you know, if he didn't hit that the right way, you know, now he's on the back a little bit.
Yeah, you know, if you're gonna at this level, you know, you want to go with your stuff that you've been using all year, you know, and you know if you don't get to it, you know, you want to be in a safe position, which he's in right now. He's trying to be a little more aggressive, looking for a cradle off a single. Good guys are going to be able to counter that. Now he's in a overhook position, a seatbelt position where he's locking his hands. He's got to get his head up, got to get his left arm out of there. He's stepping over the legs of Estevez, which is good. If he can clear his left arm, he'll score. Estevez fighting hard in there with the overhook, wizard position.
A stalemate is called.
Great job by Estevez to avoid the takedown. Delgado had him there for a second. Let's see if Estevez can mount any takedowns here. Get back in this match. Pancake attempt by Delgado. See if he hips in.
And give him 3 more. Now you're starting to get into that a little bit of a danger zone if you're Estevez, right? You can't have too big of a hill to climb out of here in an 8-0 deficit.
Yeah, right now, you know, Delgado's in his best position, you know, so far in the match, which is top. Estevez has to try and get 1 or 2 on a reversal here to get back in the match, but Delgado's in his best position here with you know, only about 30 seconds left in the period. So Estevez has to do something here. Clear his wrist. He's got to get a foot out, his head up.
Well, stall warning is called there. That against Estevez.
The first thing he has to do is get his wrist free, which Delgado's all over his wrist, and now he's on a tight waist. He's doing a great job with the sit-out. I don't think the roll, you know, that he's trying to do is working. Should probably stick to a sit-out, maybe to a stand-up. That might work better.
And that is how the period ends, with Aiden Delgado from Division with an 8-0 lead.
He's going to try top here, see what happens. He's going to have to score in a hurry because time's ticking away. Delgado doing a good job just controlling the wrist of Estevez. Great position there by Delgado. Looking for a cradle here.
Well, it's now or never here for Estevez inside as we are approaching the final minute.
Yeah, he's wrestling a perfect match. He's not making any mistakes. He's not coming out of position. He's controlling the flow on top. He's escaping from bottom. Just solid.
He also just got 2 points for that reversal.
Just well-rounded. Just great job.
So even here, if you're Delgado, even if you get hit with a stall, it doesn't really matter too much right now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but I'm sure he wouldn't like to have that. You know, kids, the wrestlers, they want to continue to improve. You know, stall warning isn't the greatest thing in the world, especially when you're winning 10-0. Although it can't hurt them.
Kind of like a pitcher, right? You want to pitch a shutout.
Yeah, he wants to finish perfect.
Get a major decision here. 15 seconds remaining. All Aiden Delgado here, the division freshman. His 28th win of the year crowns him a county champion at 103 pounds. Congratulations to Aiden Delgado at 103 pounds. Well, we head to 110, which is our final match, and it is the final match, Kevin Shippos, for a reason, isn't it?
Yeah, this should be very similar to the one we started with. You know, it should be a fireworks right from the beginning with Takuba and Drilla. You know, they're both well accomplished wrestlers. It should be exciting.
Yeah, the list of accomplishments that I have for these guys, I don't even know if I'm going to have time to go through them here, but you could see the bracket. Everyone kind of maybe hoped or expected this would be the final. That's what materialized here with the top seed Ethan Andrula from Long Beach, the sophomore. against the freshman from Massapequa, John Tutku.
Yeah, these guys met in the semifinals of the Eastern States. It was a close match, and then Andrula pulled away at the end. So I know Tutku wants to kind of right that ship, but they're two like top kids, and not only state but in the country.
Yeah, that score that you were just referring to was 10-5 in favor of Andrula, who went on and beat Xavier Seabury from North Bab 3-1 to win the Eastern States. A year ago, Andrula lost to Vincent Orandello 4-1 in the D1 108-pound final. Then he also finished third at 108 upstate. And that was in one of those that we detailed it last year, but that was another one of those great rivalries with Orandello from MacArthur and Andrula. They seemingly kept meeting in the biggest of bouts.
Yeah, I mean, you wrestle for a reason. You wrestle to wrestle the best, and if it happens to be the same guy over and over again, which you see on every level, that's what it takes. And you welcome that as a competitor, and you respect your opponent for meeting you on the line, and you give the best that you can. That's all you can do.
Andrula 145-8 overall, 25-1 this season.
You can tell both guys are very calculated right now. Tucker likes to operate from wrist control and try to get to a single leg. Andrula is in and out, up and down, as you can see, with his motion trying to get Tucker off balance. But they're not going to force anything because both guys are very good defensively, as you can see with their stances and their head hands defense. So they're not going to force anything unless it's there.
Tutku 80-3 overall, 30-2 this year. Won the 101 pounds title, not just in Nassau where he beat Zach Gubba from Calhoun, but he also won the state championship a year ago.
Yeah, like I said, these guys have wrestled on the biggest stages. This is nothing new to them. They're going to give it their all. And just like the other guys, they might meet again in 2 weeks. The 110-pound weight class through all New York State is one of the most stacked and loaded top to bottom. So whoever comes out on top, not only tonight but in 2 weeks, they're going to have to run the gauntlet and earn it.
So Tutku picked bottom and gets the escape point.
Into the second period now, you'll see them try to open up now. Maybe take some risks here, calculated risks, not put themselves in bad situations. That if they don't hit on their takedown, they can clear out easily. And again, they know each other well. They know their strengths and weaknesses, so it's going to be hard to to penetrate and get through the head-hands defense. You're going to have to come up with different setups, maybe a different takedown, to try to to score points.
That's going to be one of those situations where you referred to before, right? Changing levels.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you get your opponent out of position, especially high-level wrestling like these two guys. They know what they're doing. They're not going to go for a simple fake. You're going to have to put multiple attacks, multiple setups. You call it setups for setups in order to penetrate and get on their legs. It's not going to be just a one, just a shoot from space type of deal.
Inside the final minute of the second.
And you can tell they barely touched each other, really. There's been no collar tie-ups. There's been no wrist control. There's been no underhooks. What you might see is a sprint in the third period with 30 seconds to go. One person might pick up the pace as we're seeing some action now. And Drew is closing the gap here. But this is kind of where Tucker likes to be, too. He's going to try to get to that single leg here to his right side. And Drula knows that. He's going to try to circle right, try to square up to him. Tucker's got to get that right arm out. He's going to go right to his single leg if he can. But he's got to get his head on the right side. His head's on the opposite side. As you see, he goes there, but his head's not in position. His head has to be to the right side. But there you go. His head got in position right at the end.
Yeah, just a little bit too late as we head to the third period.
We see there what Tucker's looking to do there. He's looking to get to that single off the wrist control. And Drula knows that, so that's why he's tying up his elbow and his wrist there.
So Andrula chooses bottom and looking to tie things up here.
We will use all 3 mats for 2 seconds once the award ceremony is complete.
Wasn't a caution there.
Tucker running a tight waist here, but Andrula's wide base here. He's going to try to control the hands and come up to his feet here, try to gain his escape. But Tucker, again, very strong in his position.
Yeah, good job to return him to the mat.
He's just trying to hold on here, trying to use some clock here, trying to keep Andrula down as long as he can. He's got an overleg ride with his left leg here. You might see a stall call here if he doesn't come off that ankle. But again, doing a great job of just clamping Andrula. Now he's got a leg in, looks like, on the right side.
We approach the final minute here.
Andrula's got his hands out now.
Did he get a reversal there?
He's going to have to come through. He's got to get his hips up. But Tucker's not in a bad spot. He's got to sit around him here and watch his back. If he can get his head up, he's in good position here. Andrula still got 1 foot, and this is advantage Tucker here. Andrula has to get a fresh start here.
And you see Tucker kind of turning towards
the
mat.
he's fine right there. They got 1 foot in. It's either a stalemate or he's got to go out of bounds. Tucker's not going to try to wrestle there. That's perfect.
And you saw Ray Adams, Long Beach coach, saying, listen, let's get him out.
Yeah, he's got to work stalemate there, a fresh start. I mean, Tucker was not going to try to wrestle there, and wisely done. So now he's got 30-second ride out here. He's got to get a couple of mat returns here, and he'll win. So turning into a 30-second ride out with the overleg ride here. That's good. No stall calls against Tucker. And now he's flat. There's a stalemate or a stall. He's not going to try.
There's the stall warning.
So Andrula has to have something else other than a quad pod here, or a butt-up stand-up to try to get out here, because Tucker was just clamping him. He's got to do something else off the whistle.
7 seconds. Oh, he went early. That's a caution. So now 2 things against Tutku here, the caution and the stall.
Well, they switched it. That was Andrula. He moved his left knee first. They switched the caution there. Tight waist, tried to roll, but that's not going to do it.
Tutku checks the clock and starts his celebrating. And Tutku, again, a county champion. And he makes it 5 for 5 for Massapequa. Outstanding stuff for Tutku. And like you said, is this round 1 of maybe 2?
I would say so. I would say so.
What a win for Tutku. And Kevin, what a day for Massapequa Wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tribute to Coach McCann and the program that he's put together, and they have the numbers, and and the good thing about it is a lot of these guys are back next year. So there's good things on the horizon, and but there's a lot of great competition out here, a lot of great teams. And you like to see different kids in the finals and different programs represented, because it's good for the sport. You don't like to see just one program dominating year in and year out. Because wrestling, it's a unique sport, and you like to see that. Kids have their hand raised. But again, like we said, this isn't the end. You still have 2 weeks to the state championship, and that's when it all really matters.
Yeah, but congratulations to all 14 county champions, and again, what an accomplishment. 5 of those coming from Massapequa here tonight. It's been a lot of fun, Kevin Shippos, as we put a bow here on another county championship.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's great to come back and watch these kids, reach their goals, and get to wrestle, another 2 weeks and wrestle in the state championship, because wrestling, it's a tough sport. It's a grind. It's a lot of ups and downs, and what you want to get out of it is what you put into it, and there's no better feeling than being a champion and getting your hand raised.
So they'll do it here for us from Hofstra University. For our entire Varsity Media crew, our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director and camera operator extraordinaire, Chris Sweeney. For Kevin Shippos, my broadcast partner, I'm Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Hofstra. We look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.